The Ministry of Sovereign Intelligence, Agent 26, Sterling Vane. Real science, real stakes.
Vane! The station isn't there! We are standing at the exact target coordinates and there is nothing here. Just salt. Endless white salt. I can see the station on thermal. It's 40 kilometers east. We've been walking toward a ghost.
Yes, that's rather the point of a ghost, Cooper. It's not where it appears to be.
Rana's jamming everything, GPS is cycling, the drone's navigation is drunk. I've got 4 different compass headings telling me 4 different things.
Sterling, the relay station goes active in 11 minutes. Once it broadcasts, 3 Allied networks receive fabricated troop positions. We lose the Gujarat corridor by morning.
I know.
So what are you doing? You're just standing there, in the dark, with a balloon.
Listening to the sky. There. Not east, Cooper. South-southwest. Bearing 204. 11.3 kilometers.
There's nothing on any sensor in that direction.
Because every sensor you have looks horizontally. The Mirage only corrupts what travels along the inversion layer. The truth was always directly beneath the open sky. 18 hours earlier, London.
Come on, Sloan. It's doing the thing again. The biometric reader is rejecting my thumb because I put on hand lotion this morning, and apparently the ministry's security apparatus considers moisturized skin a threat to national sovereignty.
It isn't the lotion, Cooper. It rejected you twice last week when your hands were perfectly dry. The system simply has standards.
Brilliant. Locked out. Could you just...
I could. I'm choosing not to.
Vane! Tell her to let me in!
Good morning, Sloan.
You look as though you've been left in a Rajasthani courtyard, which you were, given the Jaipur file closed 74 hours ago.
74 and a half. I took the scenic route, a block of raw halite from the Sambhar Lake Basin, crystallized over roughly 200 million years. I thought you'd appreciate something with a longer track record than the ministry's IT infrastructure.
I'll put it next to the Icelandic obsidian from Reykjavik. I appear to be developing a geological collection I never asked for.
Hello? I have the briefing file. I also exist.
The file was transmitted 40 minutes ago. What you're holding is a printout of something I've already read, summarized, and color-coded.
Right. Yes. Good morning. Thank you for eventually acknowledging me.
Case file 71 Kilo. Subject, Hamid Rana. Former meteorological signals analyst, Pakistani ISI, now operating independently. For 18 months, Rana has been running what our signals division calls a ghost network, a high-frequency communications relay disguised as an automated weather monitoring station.
We have satellite imagery of the station's position. Here, the Great Rann of Kutch, northwestern Gujarat, straddling the India-Pakistan border. One of the world's largest salt deserts, 27,000 square kilometers of flat, white, blinding salt flat. During the dry season, it bakes solid. During monsoon, it floods entirely.
The station is broadcasting fabricated intelligence, false troop positions, phantom naval movements, simultaneously to 3 Allied networks. It has compromised 14 operations in 4 months.
And no one has neutralized it
Because every team sent to the satellite coordinates finds nothing. The station's imagery places it 40 kilometers from where it actually broadcasts. 3 strike teams have returned empty-handed. 1 did not return.
The Fata Morgana.
Sorry, the what?
A superior mirage. The Fata Morgana. Named, rather poetically, after the Arthurian sorceress Morgan Le Fay. The Great Rann produces them almost continuously during the pre-monsoon dry season, April through June. Here's the mechanism. At night, the salt crust cools rapidly by radiating heat to the sky, while the air several meters above it remains warm. The result is a temperature inversion close to the ground, a shallow layer in which air temperature increases with altitude rather than decreasing as it normally does. When light from a distant object travels horizontally through that inversion layer, the gradient in refractive index bends the light rays continuously downward, ducting them along the surface. To an observer, the object appears displaced, lifted above the horizon, sometimes inverted, sometimes multiplied. Ranna's station isn't camouflaged. It isn't underground. Its thermal signature refracts along the inversion layer and resolves 40 kilometers from the true position on every horizontal sensor sent to find it.
So the satellite is seeing a mirage of the station, not the station itself.
The satellite scans horizontally across the inversion layer, as do GPS, thermal imaging, and every instrument we've built. We navigate horizontally. It's a deeply reasonable assumption. Ranna simply found a landscape where that assumption is fatal.
He mapped his own Mirage geometry precisely. Any team that navigates by visual bearing or horizontal sensor gets walked directly into open salt flat, indefinitely. He resets their heading each time.
Right, so the Rann surface during dry season is firm enough for light vehicles, but the vibration signature would trigger his ground sensors. I've requisitioned GPS hardened drone units and a thermal overlay package.
His jamming field neutralizes the drones, and the thermal overlay reads along the horizontal plane,
And an AI-assisted dead reckoning navigation suite.
which relies on an accurate initial position, which is already corrupted by the Mirage.
And I've also sourced a very capable...
Cooper,
Yes,
bring a camel.
I'm going to need you to repeat that.
The ministry has arranged a caravan contact at the Bouge staging point, 3 camels. The pre-monsoon surface holds weight, but not the vibration profile of any motorized vehicle. Camels move below Ranna's ground sensor threshold. The Dean requires the relay station destroyed and Ranna in custody, alive. 11-minute broadcast window. Once it opens, the Gujarat Corridor intelligence package goes live to hostile networks.
Vane, I've been informed your proposed solution involves a weather balloon.
One weather balloon, sir, and straightforward geometry.
My last 2 agents had a full tactical suite between them. They came back with sunstroke and professional embarrassment.
Physics does not issue sunstroke, sir. It issues correct answers.
Don't get philosophical on me at this hour, Vane. Find the station.
6 hours later, the Rann of Kutch, Gujarat, India.
My GPS has given me 6 different positions in 3 minutes. We are currently, according to this device, in the Caspian Sea. My camel appears more navigationally confident than my entire tech loadout. That is a sentence I did not anticipate saying in the field.
The camel is using its nose. Ranna's generator exhaust carries a faint sulfur compound signature. We're downwind of the true position.
You're navigating by camel smell.
I'm navigating by atmospheric chemistry. The camel is simply the instrument.
Balloon ready. I've attached a radio transponder to the rigging, 300-gram lift. The unit will ascend above the inversion layer, and the return signal, triangulated from our 3 caravan positions, should give us a true bearing.
Release it, conduit. Elevation, angle, and bearing on the radio return from all 3 caravan stations.
Triangulated bearing, 204 degrees. Elevation angle to source, 4.2 degrees below sensor horizon. Estimated ground distance, 11.3 kilometers south-southwest.
11.3 kilometers, south-southwest, bearing 204.
There is nothing on any horizontal sensor in that direction. Open salt flat for 20 kilometers.
Cooper, what does the Fata Morgana bend?
Light rays traveling horizontally along the inversion layer.
And the transponder's signal traveled.
Straight up, vertically. It climbed through the inversion layer and out the other side. The layer is only a few tens of meters thick. The signal crossed it nearly perpendicularly at a steep angle over a very short path length. There was no opportunity for the lateral deflection to accumulate to anything meaningful. Above the layer, it propagated in a straight line. The return came back the same way. The Mirage had no leverage on it. He built his entire camouflage around the geometry of horizontal sensors. A signal that travels vertically is simply outside the geometry of the illusion.
The atmosphere has been lying in one direction only. We looked in the direction it wasn't.
Sterling, 8 minutes to broadcast window. Ranna's systems are showing a warm-up sequence. His own sensors have your gyrocopter bearing northeast toward the phantom coordinates. He's watching a mirage of your aircraft chase a mirage of his station.
Then, let's not correct that impression. Cooper, take the gyrocopter northeast. Chase the Phantom. Be visible. Be slow. Be entirely conspicuous.
You want me to fly toward the fake station?
I want Rana watching his northeastern horizon for precisely 6 minutes while I approach his actual position from the south-southwest at ground level. His sensor array faces the direction every previous team approached from. There is nothing behind him because nothing has ever come from behind him. Can you maintain a visible, lumbering approach for 6 minutes?
Vane, I am constitutionally lumbering. This is the moment I was trained for.
4 minutes.
Rana.
Agent 26. I watched your aircraft circling phantom coordinates for the last 8 minutes. You're here. You're here. How are you here?
You built a remarkable optical instrument, Mr. Rana. The inversion geometry, the thermal signature routing, the false coordinates on satellite, genuinely elegant work. You simply forgot that the Fata Morgana is a horizontal phenomenon. The inversion layer only produces significant displacement for rays that travel through it at a very shallow angle over a long distance, allowing the bending to accumulate. A signal sent straight up crosses that same thin layer almost perpendicularly too steep an angle, too short a path through the duct for any meaningful lateral deflection to develop. It exits into undisturbed atmosphere above and reports the truth. You designed your camouflage for every sensor ever pointed at a horizon. You left the vertical entirely unguarded.
The balloon. A weather balloon.
It's a weather balloon and some elevation geometry. You're an extraordinarily qualified man, Mr. Rana. The modesty of the tool that found you must be particularly galling.
Broadcast signal gone. Transmission window closed. Sterling, well done.
I have been awake for 31 hours. I smell empirically of camel. There is salt in my kit that I am choosing not to investigate further. And this machine is still...
I updated the calibration this morning.
Then why is it rejecting me?
Because the updated calibration is more accurate.
Vane. Rana is in custody. The Gujarat corridor is clean. 3 allied networks are issuing corrections as of 0600. I've been told the operation was conducted with 1 weather balloon, a rented gyrocopter, and 3 camels.
The camels were exceptionally professional.
The ministry does not typically commend camels in operational debriefs. Vane.
They navigated without GPS, held their course under active jamming, required no firmware updates, and made no requests for additional equipment. By any metric, they outperformed the tactical suite.
Don't tell Cooper that. His confidence is fragile enough as it stands. Rest while you can. There's a situation developing in Svalbard. Refracted sonar. A Norwegian research station that is considerably more annoyed than Norwegians typically permit themselves to be. I'll have Sloan pull the file.
Already pulled, annotated, indexed.
Can I ask Rana ran that Mirage for 18 months? Fooled satellites, thermal arrays, 3 strike teams. And you beat it with a weather balloon and a geometry problem.
I beat it with a question. Cooper, the balloon was merely how I asked it.
What was the question?
Which direction is the illusion not looking? The Fata Morgana is a real optical phenomenon, and it has been deceiving navigators for centuries. Here is what actually happens. Near a flat surface, a salt desert, a polar ice sheet, a calm sea, the ground can cool rapidly at night by radiating heat upward to the sky, while the air, several meters above it, retains the warmth of the day. This creates a temperature inversion, a shallow layer, sometimes only tens of meters thick, in which air temperature increases with altitude rather than decreasing as it normally does. That gradient in temperature produces a corresponding gradient in the refractive index of the air. Light bends continuously as it moves through any medium whose refractive index varies, and in this layer, horizontal light rays curve downward, ducted along the surface of the Earth rather than escaping into space. The result is that an object far beyond the horizon, a coastline, a ship, A building can have its image carried over the curve of the earth and delivered to your eye as if it were hovering just above the horizon, sometimes inverted, sometimes multiplied. The image is physically real. The position is not. The critical property, the one Rana overlooked, is that the ducting effect only works on rays that travel at very shallow angles through the layer over a great distance. The duct is thin. A ray traveling horizontally spends a long time inside it, accumulating a steady lateral deflection until the displacement is large enough to see. A ray traveling vertically or at any steep angle crosses that same thin layer almost perpendicularly. It is inside the duct for only a fraction of a second. There's simply not enough path length through the layer for any significant bending to build up. It exits into undisturbed atmosphere above, and from there it travels in a straight line. So, a radio transponder carried straight up on a balloon is outside the Mirage's operating geometry. Its return signal carries true positional information, unducted, unshifted. 3 ground stations, measuring the elevation angle of that return, can triangulate the true bearing to any source on the ground below, regardless of what every horizontal sensor in the vicinity believes it sees. The Fata Morgana is one of nature's most precise optical instruments. It bends light with extraordinary consistency. It simply cannot bend what refuses to travel horizontally through it. Physics does not lie. It merely rewards those who remember to ask it questions from the direction the deception wasn't watching.